Fenty's doing a collaboration with the Smurfs. There is another celebrity brand that's arrived, but this time gaming inspired, which makes me very intrigued, and Makeup Revolution has put themselves up for sale. Is there trouble in paradise? Another Friday, another new makeup releases. This is the series on YouTube where I come back every Friday and I chat about the new makeup that's been released, announced, and sneak peek. I'll let you know how I feel about these things, and I talk a little bit about industry news, and then you let me know down in the comments how you feel about these things. Remember, it is okay to disagree about colored powder. It is not that deep. Let's not become enemies and fight down in the comments over sparkly things that go on our face and body. Since I am traveling next week, I will have my member exclusive live this weekend. I'm planning to have it on Sunday. I will put all the information in the either member tab or in the post that will be visible for my members of tier 2 and tier 3. If you want to join in on the membership, you can join at any time. The information is either in the description box or if you click the button that's next to my subscribe button. Memberships are 100% optional. It's just an extra way to support the channel or get some extra content or join in on member Zooms if that is something that you're interested in. So if you are planning to join in on the member Zoom this weekend, info is going to be in the posts in the, it used to be called community tab, now it is posts, but it's going to be on Sunday. Because I'm going on dinner on Friday, and we've invited friends to the pool on Saturday. So for once I actually have weekend plans. I'm surprised too. So let me scoochie to the side, so we can pull up some pictures here next to it. I actually want to start to talk about the Fenty and Smurfs collection. At first, this might seem incredibly random, but if I'm not totally mistaken, I am pretty sure that Rihanna, the owner of Fenty, actually is singing on the soundtrack of the new upcoming Smurfs movie. So this is the Smurfette collection. It is a Smurfette inspired collection tin. It is $150 and you get the tin with all the products in there. I have not seen these sold separately, so I think you're gonna have to buy the whole thing. I will link all the things that I'm talking about down in the description box if you want to know, like, where can I find this, when is it releasing, do you have any discounts codes. Everything is going to be in the description box, and if there's something that's available, it's also going to pop up in the YouTube shopping, so check that out if you're interested. My links are affiliated, and if you do shop through my links, I do earn a small commission, and if you do, thank you so much for supporting my channel. So there is a full Smurfy vibes in the one limited edition 10-piece set, and it is like Shimmer Puff, Lip Essential Duo in Smurf Berry Scent, and it is a gloss bomb in the shade Smurfette Effect. It's a keychain and Butter Drop Mini Shimmering Whip Oil Body Cream in limited edition Smurf Berry Scent. What is Smurf Berry? Is that one of those like blue raspberry, where it's just the scent of raspberry and chemicals? So there are some limited edition like makeup products in here as well, like lip products and stuff like that. I mean, it's cute. It's, at least there is a point to this. I don't know if she's also making one of the voices in the movie or if she's only singing on the soundtrack. I'm not well versed in the Rihanna universe. You're gonna have to let me know about that one, but at least there's a point to it. It's unfortunate that you have to buy the whole set together, but it does save a lot on production costs when you do something like that. Juvia's Place has also, like, I don't want to say released lip liners, and I also don't want to say re-released lip liners, but it seems like they've ditched their old lip liners and are now coming up with new lip liners. Because they used to have lip liners before. I even have some left. Now that I'm thinking of that, maybe I should get rid of those. Maybe those have run their course, unless they've like grown legs. No, I see one. Those are old. Those need to go. But these seem to be a sharpenable lip liner, which I actually do prefer. Our new longer lip liner comes in 14 different shades, which is quite a few shades. And there seems to be a more, I don't want to say a better range, because I don't know if I believe that, but there were a few colors that were a little bit similar, especially the reds in the old collection that they had. So I'm excited to see them have some more shades. And also for me, all the shades in the old lip liner range were all too dark for me, which is such a it's just a small problem, because it's not even a problem, because I feel like for a lot of times people with darker skin than me have a hard time finding shades. So for there to be like one line of pencils where I can't find a shade for me. I don't really think that that's a problem, really. I do think though that there might be a couple of shades here that would be more up my alley. But in true Juvia's Place fashion, they do have quite a few dark options to choose from. So if you have a darker skin tone and if you're looking for a neutral lip liner, I definitely think you can find something in this range, because I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 really deep, more browny lip liners with different undertones, and I think that's awesome. But I also see like 2 or 3 different where I'm like, maybe these are for me. If you didn't know, lip liners is one of my favorite makeup products, so maybe I'll try one. I think these were released last year, the Kayali fragrances, right? Were those released last year? I feel like they were. So they released this set last year. First, they released them as just a set. You had to buy these minis together. There were 4 tropical summery scents inspired by different vacation destinations. It was like Maui, and it was Capri, and then it was, what was it? This is me, the Maldives, Marrakesh, Capri, and Maui. And I like the one that was Maui because it was banana, coconut cream, and jasmine, and I absolutely loved it. And I said then I would not be surprised if they re-released these in a bigger bottle. They did release them as singles towards the end of the summer, and now they're back in the bigger bottle, and I wonder how much I have left of my Maui. Let me go get it. Okay, so I actually have quite a lot left of it. I've used maybe a third of it. It's such a good one. I've set up in this new era of my life where I am not... I'm leaving the scarcity mindset about fragrances in the past, because I've always treated fragrances as something that, like, don't use too much, don't use it up, it is expensive, and it is. But I have so many, so why am I keeping that mindset? That should have been the mindset when I could only afford a fragrance, but now when I have so many, and now when I keep getting them in PR, I might as well just use them because fragrances make me so happy. I could see myself getting this one in the full size because I do love this fragrance a lot. And for me, again, someone with a scarcity mindset, I've actually used that one quite a lot. I do get some PR from Kayali. I don't know if I'm gonna get these in PR or not. I actually did buy these myself, and then I got the mini set in PR, and I think I gave them to someone. I don't even remember who I gave it to, but I might buy the full size of the Maui one. It was my favorite. My least favorite was the Marrakesh one because it has incense in it, and it does smell of that. And incense is one of those notes that I'm actually not the biggest fan of. Oud is another one that I'm a little bit sensitive towards. When it gets too much oud, I'm like, Also, amber is one of those. If it becomes too much amber, I'm like, ooh, I don't know about this. Also, some like sweet notes when it becomes too much marshmallow or too much caramel. It's not my favorite, but banana is nice. Am I getting demonetized again? Please don't. We've also seen some new releases from Refy, and these are available at Sephora. First of all, they are coming out with cream blushes. I feel like they've had it before, but now they're coming out with like actually more shades, which shows us that like maybe it was a good formulation and they just needed more shades. These are $20 each, and they come in a lot of really like muted, more neutral shades that I do think people would be interested in. I also really, and you can even see it today, I have like one of those like more warm pinks on my cheek today, like the guava one. I've been really into shades like that, but I do have that blush. Oh, should I be traveling with that blush? Maybe the one from Makeup by Mario that came out last year, that like really bright warm pink. Maybe I'll bring that one traveling because I really enjoyed that one. It's such a pretty one. And they're also coming out with cream bronzers, and they come in 6 different shades. I will say this photography, it is giving product photography in 1998 with a Nokia 3330. I don't love it. I don't love this photography. It looks dull and gray and boring, like somebody took these pictures in the living room the day before they were going up on Sephora's website. Personally, I think this product photography is leaving a lot to be desired, and just looking at these pictures, this is not a bronzer that's selling me the dream, selling me the fantasy. Again, I don't think that product photography should show you something that's better than what you could ever get with the product. I think that's wrong. But I do think that product photography should show you the product as good as it can look. Make it look appealing. The way that it that you feel about the product when you get it. Bad product photography, like some BH Cosmetics and some Makeup Revolution, we've talked about this before, and also like I've said, like some swatches with Glamlight, I feel like they're making the product look less appealing than it actually is in real life. Like, I am sure that this bronzer looks better if I found this at Sephora than it does in this picture here. And that's the part that I don't understand. Like, yes, I think product photography should be truthful and showing the product the way that it is, but you don't need to dress it down. Like, zhuzh it up a little bit. Make it look like its best version. Make it look like it's going to a nice party, not like you're going to your local dollar store to just pick up some new milk. I don't know if this one has been revealed or not as you're seeing this, but the new Bella Beauty Bar Ocean Jewel palette, I have it here. I'm not going to show you the inside because, again, as you're seeing this, depending on how early you are, I don't know if the brand has shown the inside, but this is what it looks like. I also did film this look, absolutely not related to this palette in any way, shape, or form. But I will say the palette is beautiful. I did actually, because I got this one so early ahead of time, which is lovely, and I had some extra time, so I've actually filmed a video with this one. I'm just gonna put up a bonus video showing you some swatches, showing you 2 looks, because I do think that that palette is really pretty and it is really fun, and it is that like beautiful color story that I know and love from Bella Beauty Bar that I know that they can do. So I'm very, very excited, and I do think that that bonus video with this palette is coming up today. As you're seeing this, it might already be live. I'm not 100% sure, but check back because it's going to be live. And the palette is releasing soon as well. And I don't know how much it's going to cost, but I know the last palette that they had, the Smoky Glam, the relaunch of that one was $75. I would not be surprised if this is around the same price. Bella Beauty Bar does tend to have some more expensive palettes because they do put a lot of those special shades in there. For some people that's worth it, for some not. $75 is a lot of money. You can get a discount with my code Angeshka. You'll get 10% off your order, but I wouldn't be surprised if this one is $75 as well. But yeah, there's a video coming soon. This look may or may not be related to that event. I just recently, that was yesterday, I tried a mascara, a new mascara from E.L.F, and I was very impressed. And that's why I really want to try this new one too. I've been really enjoying doing only mascara, especially on more like chill days, like when I'm traveling and stuff. And this new mascara is called Incredi-Curl, and this is a buildable formula that delivers an extreme curl and mega volume, grips lashes for a long-lasting look. And this is what I like. I like a mascara that holds a curl. So this says curling mascara, so I'm gonna assume that it's gonna hold a curl. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe not, I don't know, but I'm gonna assume that this is gonna hold a curl. So I'm very, very intrigued to try this, and I will say the wand looks very thin and promising. It says it's gonna grip and lift, and I like that in the mascara. That's what I like in a wand, so I'm definitely gonna try this one out. It is available on the E.L.F website. I will link it down below. And it is coming to Target, to CVS, to Ulta, to Walgreens, so many different shades. Oh, it's also coming in a soft black and a dark brown as well. That's really cool. I don't know how much this is going to be, but E.L.F is not that expensive. They're still around, I'm gonna guess $10, $15. We have also been able to see the inside of the Lethal Cosmetics and Adventure Time collection. So here's the deal. Where do I have it? I have it here somewhere. I moved it. I do have this collection, and I've already filmed the video, and that's going to be Monday's video. I'm going through all of this, swatching all of this, using all of it, and you will be surprised when you hear which product is my favorite, because it is not going to be what you think it's going to be. And today, I had this look in mind that I wanted to do, but still, I looked at that product, and I was like, oh, I kind of want to use this one again, but I really enjoyed it. So that's going to be Monday's video. This is launching on the 29th. So if you're interested in hearing all about this collection, stay tuned for Monday's video. I'm going through all of it, and it is so cute. I saw this from P. Louise. I know every time I mention stuff like this, people are like, oh no, we need it. It's made for wedding makeup artists. But like, dang, this is a lot of brown. This is a lot of brown. I will say it's really smart to separate a palette like this. So there's one side with like matte shades, creams and powders, and then there's one And then there's one side with the shimmers, and then there is a partition in between so you don't get shimmer particles in the mattes. Really smart for a makeup artist. That is really good. But I don't see a world where you need this many browns. I am just like, it becomes a little, and I say a little, I mean a lot, ridiculous. And I mean the shimmers, so many of them look exactly the same. I'm sure if you put them like side by side, oh, there's a little bit of a difference, but like, does it matter? But also like, P. Louise is a brand that's doing great on TikTok. So this is clearly selling. People are like, oh my God, 2 million shades of brown, sign me the fluff up. I don't need this. I will say, I will be the first one to say, I've been very much into stuff that I haven't been into lately. I've been enjoying neutral looks. I've been enjoying sparkly lips. I've been enjoying pink cheeks. I don't even know who I am anymore. But I gotta draw the line. I draw the line somewhere. And I draw the line at coffee table palettes with just a million redundant shades. And I feel like it's it's the meme where it's like, tell me the difference between these two shades, and like, they're identical. Edit thyself. I saw this new fragrance from Replica. I love Replica by Maison Margiela. And this is the Ideal One Eau de Parfum. And this is Skin, Musks, and Lavender. And I read about the notes. It is LME Essence, which is, I read up about it, and it's supposed to be a little bit like spices and orange and a little bit of like balsam, which sounds great. But together with those other notes, I think this is going to be a very musky, unisexy scent. Which, when it leans a little bit too musky, a little bit too musk, a little bit too amber, or a little bit too oud, let's in here, it's not always my favorite. So this one has LME Essence, Orange Essence, and Calabrian Bergamot. Love that. Then it has Orange Blossom and Lavender. That could be really cool when it comes to flowers. Also, definitely. Lavender is not my favorite, but it can work in fragrances. I prefer violet, but lavender could work. But then we come to the base notes. And this is where you lost me. Oud, no thank you. Guaiac wood, no thank you. Styrax, no thank you. Musks, no thank you. So I think I'm good. This is one of those, I see it in store, I'm gonna smell it. But I don't think this will be for me. This is fantasy in the fragrance. I'm just not my fantasy. We've been able to see some sneak peeks from the upcoming Blend Bunny. What are they even calling this one? I keep forgetting. The collaboration that they're doing with Jordan Liberty, which is the Masterclass Pro products. And this is like it's not a collab in like a one drop of products, it's more a collab in a sister brand that they're having. So the Masterclass Pro is going to be a sister brand to Blend Bunny Cosmetics. I know as much as you do. I know as much as you do. We've been able to see a sneak peek of the outer packaging. I think this is for like a cheek palette. We've also been seeing a sparkly cheek product. And it is this pink sparkly product. Again, I said, I've been into, maybe I'll love it. Maybe I'll love it. Cheek palettes aren't usually my absolute favorite though. But if this is the same formula as they had in the Ellis Atlantis cheek product, they had this like sparkly pink. I think that could be really good because that was super shiny and high impact on the skin while being definitely visible sparkles, but in a way where it's like, it doesn't look like a mistake. Like, you see it and you're like, oh, this is the finish you went for. Sometimes sparkles can look like a mistake. That didn't look like a mistake. It looked very deliberate. And I mean, Jordan Liberty is such a talented makeup artist, and I cannot imagine him bringing out something that's not amazing. And together with Blend Bunny and their formula, I am sure that this is going to be great. I am very intrigued to see what this is going to be. And also the sneak peek picture that showed of the model here, I mean, that's very yummy and orange. So I do think that that looks very promising. I don't know if I'm getting this in PR or not. A lot of you have asked me. I have no idea. If I don't get it in PR, I will definitely pick up some pieces myself. I don't know if this is going to be releasing while I am in Greece. I'm not 100% sure, but I will definitely be doing something because I am very intrigued in the fact that this is a new sister brand. I cannot wait to see what this is. I saw this one and I was like, I don't know if this is the throwback that I was expecting. So this is available now in Europe, and this is, I love when they say Europe. Where? It doesn't say. Europe, the country Europe. It is available now. It is the Fit Me BB Cream Nude by Maybelline. I don't know if these are all the shades or not. A lot of times, unfortunately, in European countries, even like my home country, Sweden, is very much a big offender of this. They will not bring the entire shade ranges because they keep thinking that we're just this very homogenous group that are all the same skin color. Spoiler alert, we're not. So I don't think that this will be the full range when it comes to the US, but if this is the full range in Europe or European countries or wherever this is, it's kind of pitiful, but that is definitely something that a lot of European countries need to work a little bit better on. Do you remember the Maybelline, wasn't there a BB cream from them, was so sticky glossy, and I remember wearing it and I'm like, is it supposed to feel like this? That was a million years ago. In a different lifetime where I very much loved makeup and I very much bought like makeup news as they came out, was it Maybelline? I feel like it was Maybelline. And I remember being like, is it supposed to feel this greasy and sticky? It never dried down. It looked like you had like, you know, that old timer sunblock on your skin that just looked very greasy. It was just such a weird feeling. And I mean, hopefully this is a little bit more sophisticated than that formula, but that's what I was thinking for sure. Oh my God, I remember when, was it Wet n Wild? I feel like it was Wet n Wild. I remember when they came to Sweden. Was it Wet n Wild? I think it was Wet n Wild. I remember when they came to Sweden and in their stand, like one of their gondola, they had a big gondola. They had 3 shades of foundation and I was the darkest shade. Shocking. Speaking of Maybelline, I think they're coming up with more shades in their lifter glosses. These are the Lifter Gloss Honeyed Lip Gloss. I think it's just new shades in like this like honey collection that's coming out for summer. Yeah, because this one is just honeyed shades in sheer browns and nudes with a sweet like honey scent. So it's just the lifter gloss that is coming out a new scent and new shades for the summer. I will say the shades are really beautiful. I know people were raving about these glosses, but somehow I was never like 100% convinced. I thought it was okay. Like it was fine. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. And I feel like a lot of people were saying this is as good as the Fenty Gloss Bomb. And I'm like, I really don't think it is. And I think I decluttered mine because I was like, I do love a honey scent though. I love a honey scent. But I don't think I'll be buying any of those because I definitely do not need a lip gloss. And I'm going to be honest, the way that I feel about my change in preference with lip products right now, if I'm gonna buy something, I'll probably buy something sparkly. Now that I'm like, am I liking sparkly lips? I might buy some sparkly. We'll see. I still have that like that purple sparkly lip oil from Fenty that I tried. Blown away. Also, I tried this one. This is the lip duo from One Size. This gloss, I tried in a video, the duo. I like this gloss so much that I used it again after. Beautiful, beautiful. Sold out in almost every color on Sephora website. That must mean something. I hope it doesn't mean that it's been discontinued because it's great. Speaking of Sephora releases, Cali Ray is releasing a SPF 31, which is a oddly specific number, hydrating lip gloss balm. I think it's really smart to have SPF in your lip products though. It's very easy to burn your lips. I've seen more than one of my friends burn their lips in the sun when we've been on vacation. So I think that's really smart. Maybe that like bright pink. What is going on? What is going on? Am I okay? Do I need help? Why am I looking at purple cheek products? I was on the Sephora website again today and I was like, should I buy that Dior blush in purple? What's wrong with me? Don't open that door. But yeah, I gotta say, I like how this looks and I think it's really smart to release a lip balm with SPF for the summer because I know that there is a bunch of people out there, probably including me, that should be using more SPF on your lips too. Ooh, this we've talked about before and I forgot to mention this in the beginning, but Rhode is coming to Sephora. But we have talked about that before. This is not news to anyone, but there was some whispers in the corridors that Rhode was coming to Sephora, but now it has been announced. Rhode is coming to Sephora. It is official. They are coming fall 2025, which means the earliest of August in store and online. I wonder who's out. I don't know who's out, but I'm guessing someone's out. And I don't know if this means their entire line or if it means some of their line. I don't know if they're gonna have even more products, if they're gonna have an end cap, if they're just gonna be like up and coming, maybe they're gonna have a full gondola. Who knows at this point? But I'm intrigued to see what this is. I really like their peptide lip treatment, like a lot. Like a lot. This one I am 1,000,000% getting. I want to film a full face of Nars. And just as I said that, they announced that they are releasing a light reflecting luminizing powder. Something is itching me. So I will not be filming that until I have gotten my hand on this one. This is a highlighter that provides an ethereal radiant sheen anywhere you want to reflect light. Brow bones, cheekbones, center of the nose, blah, blah, blah. Water and sweat resistant, 5 different shades. Yes, I will 1,000,000% be picking up this. And I was thinking of filming a full face of Nars before I left for Greece, but I think I'm going to film it after instead. And I'm going to be including this. Sometimes I get Nars PR. If I get this in PR, let me rephrase. If I don't get it in PR, I will pick it up because I really want to try this. I have been very impressed with Nars. I'm wearing a Nars lipstick. This one is in Temptation. It is this really nice, like almost like a muted warm coral. I really like these kind of shades. You know, I love the Lawless Tropic shade. That one I've been using so much. I think it's such a good shade. And this one reminds me a little bit of that, but maybe a little darker. But I've been very impressed with Nars since I've started trying them. I started buying a bunch of Nars and then I was lucky enough to get on the PR list. So I definitely want to do a full face of Nars and talk about my favorites. Because I have discovered, and you will see that in an upcoming ranking all the things I've been reviewing as of late, I've discovered Nars probably has the best lip gloss formula in the game. I said what I said. I also still love a glowy cheek. I will never get over that. I say that now, but maybe I will. But there are some new shimmery, like liquid blushes coming from Moira. And I actually went into Moira's website yesterday to see if they were available, but they were not available yet. But I do like how these look, like the colors of them, and I'm very intrigued to try them out. I think I will try to order one of these. I don't know if there's anything else that I really want from Moira at this point, which maybe it's silly to order just one thing from them, but I do like how these look. I might order one. Because now that I'm thinking of it, like, why am I making an order to buy something that I quite honestly maybe already own in my collection? I'll put a pin in it, but this one is coming soon, or maybe it's available now that you're seeing this. I'll put a link down below. There is even more news coming from Dior. We talked about them last week, and again, I mentioned now that I'm intrigued to get that cream blush, but they're also coming out with Forever Blush Soft Filter. So these are liquid blushes in the same components as their liquid highlighters. And their liquid highlighter is so good. I mentioned it, my yearly favorites of last year. Is absolutely amazing. It's also going to be a powder in that same like quilted packaging. This is a face powder with hyaluronic acid, velvety texture, blurs, reduces, blah, blah, blah. It is a radiant filter and a matte filter. Hold on. What do we mean about that? A radiant one and a matte one. 2 different skin finishes. Color me intrigued. Very, very excited to see what this is when it comes to the website. The blushes, if they're matte, I'm good. I'm good. But if they're shimmery or like luminous, again, I can't be held responsible. There's just too many nice cheek products. I squealed when I saw this, and I was on this post commenting super early. I was just like, just crazy. And so many of you tagged me in this. My friends tagged me in this. You tagged me in this. So many people sent me this post, and I am not surprised because you all know how much I love Swedish candy. So Sniff they have a secret menu where they release limited edition, usually a little bit quirky scents. I have the what is it called? Naughty Nonna. I'm looking at it right now. And I also have the Soda Snob. The Naughty Nonna is basically a boozy ginger fruit cake. Amazing scent. It came out for Christmas. And then of course the Soda Snob is made to be a fizzy Coke drink. I did not get the tomato one because again, I love tomato leaves, not tomato salsa. So I didn't get that one. But now they are releasing one. And I know that they put the name of it on the website already, and I'll put that down below. These are at a special place on Sniff. You have to go to, it's called the Secret No Noses. It is basically, let me double check. It is called, this one is called Candy Crush, and it is on the secret menu. That is what it's called. And you can sign up for a pre-order, and this is, excuse me, and this is just a rendering basically of a Swedish sour fruity candy. I think this is going to be a very tangy, fizzy, fruit sour gummy candy, which is very typical Swedish. The reason why I say I think it's Swedish is because they are literally in their marketing. This is the first picture. Here's the fizzy candy. And here's the second picture. That's a Dalahäst. That is the epitome of Sweden. They made it green here. Dalahäst is supposed to be, well, supposed to be, but like the traditional ones are usually red. Sometimes they'll be like blue, even yellow appear. I want to buy a yellow one, but they are so expensive. You have no idea how expensive Dalahäst is. This is just from the region where my best friend Lisa lives. It is just a traditional handmade, like folksy thing, just decor piece with a lot of history behind it. And there is nothing more Swedish than this. These are Sweden. So this is definitely, it's called Candy Crush, and they have like the epitome of Sweden. This is going to be a fragrance based on the immense hype that Swedish candy is having right now. And I am so excited. I've already signed up for this. It is launching in June. I will 1,000,000% pick it up. It will probably arrive here while I'm still in Greece, but I cannot wait. I love a tangy fragrance. And the fact that this is going to be a little tangy, probably sour candy, I am so excited. I hope that they do. I say that now, a tangy sour. Maybe it's not. But if they truly want this to be Swedish candy, it has to have that tanginess to it. It has to. It has to. It has to. Are you hearing me? No, I will be very disappointed if it's not a sour candy. Because if it's not, it's just a typical candy perfume. And I think Sniff usually takes it a step farther. So I will be super surprised if it's not sour candy. Because if it's not, they could have just picked any jelly candy on any market, honestly. I kind of wish they would have done licorice. A licorice fragrance. I would have been down for that. Oh, and in the segment of our weekly makeup setting spray, we this week have Iconic London. I told you in the beginning of this year, the product of the year is going to be setting spray. Every brand and their mother is going to release a setting spray. And this week, we are now doing Iconic London. So they are doing the Prep Set Blur Setting Spray. Weightless setting spray that delivers a flawless finish and a blurred base matte finish. And it has like antioxidants, probiotics, niacinamide, oil absorbing powders. That does sound really good. And it does come in a mini. I do like the idea of having a matte setting spray in a mini to travel with. Although I do have a mini of the one that I used today, the one size one. So maybe I don't need it. But I wouldn't be against it. It's $29 for the big one, $16 for the small one. I think that's fairly fair. Fairly fair. I will put it down below in case you are interested in it. There's also been another fragrance reveal, and this is available at Sephora. If you are interested in more gourmand, cakey, sweet scents, which isn't necessarily my favorite, but I've heard so many people love Brown Girl Jane, and they are releasing a new fragrance that's called High Tea. This is a warm florals with Madeleine cakes, which are those little spongy cakes, the French cakes, pink chai, spicy tea, and biscotti, which is a very crunchy little almond cake from Italy. So in a way, this could be really nice, because when they're saying pink chai, I do think they're meaning like rose pink chai. So I'm thinking this is probably going to be almondy, cakey, sugary tea leaves with some spices and rose. This is what I'm guessing based on what they're saying here. It doesn't sound perfect for me, but I do think this is perfect for a lot of people. I actually think that Leah Janae will probably pick this up. I want to know what she thinks about this one, because I know that she loves florals and gourmands, and I want to see if she thinks that it is what I just thought that it was. Also, from Makeup Forever, they are releasing a pressed powder. This is the HD Skin Blurring and Perfecting Pressed Powder. Silky, smooth pressed powders that blurs and refines textures. Blah, 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 blah. Light coverage pressed powder. And I do love a pressed powder. And the last thing I need in the world right now is a pressed powder. I do tend to get PR from Makeup Forever. I haven't gotten those sticks yet. What is this? Out here fighting with lightsabers, but they might send the sticks and these powders together, or if they don't, I will probably try out one of those sticks that we talked about, I think last week, the contour and blush and highlighter sticks. I'll probably pick one out and try myself, or maybe even two. I heard quite a few people say that they thought the sticks were expensive because they're like, oh, you have to buy 3, one for blush, one for bronzer, one for highlight. We do that all the time, and these sticks are not more expensive than any other in the grand scheme of things, like bronzer, contour, blush, or highlighter product on Sephora. They're in the same price range as like a lot of these other brands that are available at Sephora. And I was like, is it because they're together that's when we're realizing, oh wait, I need 3 of these? But we did that before too. Like, they're literally the same price as the bronzer stick from Too Faced. The disconnect was disconnecting for me, but I don't think I will buy all of the shades, but I feel like this is one of those products I want to see in store. Both the powders and the sticks, if I'm going to buy it myself, and just see like what are the texture like. But one way or another, I will be trying this one out if it doesn't swatch horrible in store. These are also available now. These are the Merit, the Uniform Tinted Mineral Sunscreen. I actually got one of these sent to me. I was very excited. I usually don't get PR from Merit every now and then, but I was very excited. They sent me one shade and I swatched it on my hand, and it is very sheer. So I think that honestly, you could probably go with a bunch of these different shades. It says it's a light coverage. Oh yeah, it's definitely light coverage, and it finishes natural. I would agree with that as well. It did not feel super greasy on the hand, and that's what I wanted to see. I'm like, what is the texture of this? Can I include this in like a get ready with me or something? And it's SPF 45, and I was excited to try this out. It is available now, $38. Let me know down below if you want me to try it out, because I feel like the shade they sent to me will actually work for me. Again, it's very light coverage, so I probably could have picked up 3 of these shades and made them work for me, if I'm gonna be honest, because of the sheer coverage. Let's quickly talk about the new product that is coming from Selena Gomez brand Rare Beauty, and they are releasing something that seems to be a lip gloss. This is Selena herself using this component on social media. It says coming soon. The shade names are supposed to be Glimmer, Dazzle, and Flicker, and I think that they are doing just a really glittery lip gloss or something around that, because it's been very popular with those really shimmery shades, and a lot of those things have gone extremely viral on TikTok. So I would not be surprised if this is just a very shimmery lip gloss. Honestly, it's probably coming soon. I think it seems cute, and I'm sure that people will enjoy it. Let's talk about the brand. This is a new brand from Chloe Moretz and Rina Savajama. I hope I'm saying that correctly. She is a musician, and Chloe, of course, is an actress, and they are releasing a brand that's called God Mode, which is definitely something, an expression that is used a lot in gaming. This is not based on a specific game itself, but more on gaming as a whole, gaming as a just a concept. And a launch is coming in June, and I gotta say, I am very intrigued. The components look really cute. And if not, I don't know anything about this, girls. But I am just gonna freaking assume that if you are releasing a brand based on gaming, and I know their message was, one of the two were talking to some kind of press outlet saying, there are so many girls in gaming, and that's what I've been saying for so long. And of course, you don't need to be a girl to be using makeup, of course, but I just feel like the connection that you could make between gaming and beauty has just not been taking seriously as a possible way of just honestly making money, and I've been surprised. So I'm excited to see what this is. Of course, we already have the indie brand Game Beauty, which is also a brand that is inspired by gaming. They have so many fun things, and I showed their latest collection last week, I think, in my 6 collections, 6 looks, and I think that this sounds great. Again, as a gamer right now, I only play League of Legends, though I'm not a hardcore gamer, but I do play League of Legends, and as a person who has loved gaming her entire life, I don't remember a time when I didn't love gaming. Maybe before I got my first Game Boy. Maybe before, how old was I then? I don't even know, but I am intrigued to see what this is. I really hope that they are bringing something fun. Just with the name God Mode is giving me a lot of hope, quite honestly. I will leave their Instagram down below and their website, or one of the two, something where you can find them as well. I'm already following them on Instagram. I want to see what this is all about. But yeah, this is launching in June, and I am so excited. Now, can we talk about the fact that Makeup Revolution has put itself up for sale? So it is no secret, or maybe it is, maybe you didn't know. Makeup brands are not doing very great in 2025. The way that the world has been lately, and not even that we're like in a bad place economically, we are in uncertain times. You never know what the new deal is going to be. Things change from day to day. Tariffs, taxes, all these different things, everything is changing by the day. What for a lot of us just seems on a whim. And all of these uncertainties are making brands and also consumers just kind of choke up and not know what to do. So there is a lot of talk right now that a lot of brands, big brands, small brands, are just not performing the way they want to. And I would not be surprised if we see even more brands go under this year because of what's been going on in the economy and in the world these past couple of months. I would not be surprised if that is the nail in the coffin for some brands. I already know of brands that are struggling because of it. And now we have this news from Makeup Revolution. We've known from before that they are definitely one of the brands that are underperforming, and they are far from the only one. So British makeup and skincare retailer Revolution Beauty said on Wednesday it was exploring a sale after it received a preliminary takeover approach. The move comes days after the company said it was reviewing its funding structure and mulling a fundraise from key shareholders after its annual sales slumped by more than a quarter. Again, they were coming in over 25% under what was expected from them. The company did not disclose the identity of the potential bidder. Revolution Beauty has a market capitalization of 16.6 million sterling pounds, UK brand. It's about 22.3 million USD dollars as of Tuesday's closure on the stock market. Again, I don't know if someone's buying them. I don't know what's going on, but expect to see some brand. I would not be surprised. I just would not be surprised if what's happened the last couple of months would be the thing that made some brands that were already in debt realize they cannot get out of this. They are way under debt and they can just not regain. 2, some people that maybe have lost their spark and just it's too much to deal with. They're just not interested in anymore. Or 3, what happened to Becca, where a brand was not necessarily in the red, but the umbrella brand realized that this brand was not performing the way that they wanted them to. So even though they were not in the red, they are getting rid of it because it was just more work than the effort that they gave back, or the effort that they were expecting to get back. So we'll see what happens. But again, like I said, I would not be surprised if we start hearing soon about brands that are either disappearing. I have heard rumors in the corridor from one of you that if you look at Ulta's website, we did know that Uoma Beauty had been sold and it's been crazy, and they are apparently moving out of Ulta. Another brand that is extremely discounted, and I've seen this at my local CVS as well, is Flower Beauty. They're probably out as well. I would not be surprised if that brand is gone in a couple of months. And I think, honestly, I think that brand probably have been on its way out for a long time. They're probably just silently selling off stock. If I'm gonna make, this is me guessing. I don't know. I'm guessing that that is what's going on. I would love to hear your thoughts about this. What do you think? Do you think there's any brand that's like, there's a risk that they're on their way out? Let me know. And I think that was everything. I hope you are having an absolutely amazing day. Remember to check in on the community post or the community tab or wherever they are calling it right now. If you want to join in, if you're a member, tier 2 or tier 3, and you want to join in on the Zoom call that's going to happen on Sunday. I have a lot of fun things planned ahead for videos, but I'm also traveling. I'm leaving next week, so next week I am going to have a new makeup releases next week as well, but then we're going to have 1 week break because I'm out having a little bit of a vacay. But please take care of yourself. I hope you're having an amazing weekend, and I will see you real soon in a new video.